excursion from the main river of St. Petersburg. This is River Neva. And on the both sides you'll see our main embankment in our city. For example, on the right side you'll see this is the English embankment, and on the left side you'll see this is University embankment. University embankment because the main universities of our city is located on this embankment. So, as I said to you, we are sailing with you along the River Neva. River Neva is the main one in St. Petersburg, and the length of the River Neva is about 74 kilometers. It starts from the Lake Lataga, and it's only one river which is flows out from the Lake Lataga, and it goes down into the Gulf of Finland. St. Petersburg is located on the River Neva, and also there are a lot of bridges in our city. We have like a legend and a tradition when we are sailing under the bridge. You can make a wish, and we believe, the citizens of St. Petersburg believe that this wish became the truth. So now we are sailing under the Palace Bridge. Now you make a wish. Palace Square has such name, Palace Square, because on the right side, on the embankment, you'll see this beautiful Hermitage Museum. Some of our tourists have visited this museum. Here on the right side, you'll see a green building with the white columns. It's a winter palace, hence the name of the bridge, Palace Bridge. Also, this palace was used by Russian tsars and tsarinas. They were living there during the 18th, 19th century. And only after the revolution, which happened in 20th century, this winter palace became the museum. So also if you look on the left side, you'll see the Spit of Vasilievsky Island. This Spit of Vasilievsky Island was constructed especially like a port at the time of Peter the Great. When Peter the Great decided to create his brainchild city and gave the name St. Petersburg, he wanted to make on Vasilievsky Island the center of future city of St. Petersburg, and of course he created the port. Nowadays it's some touristic place with beautiful views of our city. It's decorated with the rostrum columns, red rostrum columns. And at 18th century this place were used like a port, but when the ships became bigger and bigger and they couldn't go inside to this place of the river Neva, this port was used like one of the center of our city. These rostrum columns at the 18th century they were using like lighthouses, but nowadays they also function, and only at the main feasts and the main holidays in our city they are fired. For example, such as holiday St. Petersburg Day of St. Petersburg. If you look on your right side, you'll see the next building of Hermitage complex. The green building, the small green building with the white columns, is a small Hermitage. This small Hermitage appeared at the time of Catherine the Great. When Catherine the Great became the Russian Tsarina, she decided to reconstruct some of the rooms in Hermitage and ordered to construct a special palace especially for her. And it was small Hermitage. She was living there, but only during the winter time, because during the summer time she lived in the suburb area of St. Petersburg, such as, for example, Pushkin in the famous Catherine's Palace, and in Peterhof, also with its famous palace. But during the winter time, she was living in small Hermitage. The next building on the right, it's old Hermitage, where nowadays located the Italian collection. The biggest Italian collection are in St. Petersburg, and it's one of the biggest collections in Hermitage. So now we're sailing through, and on the left side you'll see, so far from us, there's ship. This ship, like a ghost ship, it was presented for St. Petersburg when our city celebrated 300th anniversary, and from Holland. So nowadays it's using like a restaurant. And this restaurant is really interesting because on the first floor it's a restaurant, on the second floor it's a gym. It's like it's really funny because at first I think you need to first to eat and then to go running or training work out at the gym. But we have such interesting restaurant. So on the right side, if you look, you'll see another green building with the white columns. This is Hermitage Theatre. This theatre appeared again at the time of Catherine the Great. So during the reign of Catherine the Great, a lot of theatres, a lot of schools and museums appeared during her reign. This Hermitage Theatre was the first theatre which appeared in our city. Nowadays it's a function theatre, and the guests of our city and also the citizens of St. Petersburg can buy some tickets and to go to the performance. So if you look on your left side, you'll see the fortress, Peter and Paul Fortress. This fortress was the first building which appeared in St. Petersburg. Now you'll see the bank of this fortress. And if you look very attentive, you'll see some sand figures, because now in our city we have got the festival of the sand figures. Some masters who can make different figures, castles or palaces, human bodies from the sand. They made them, and it's like a competition. Every year we have got such competitions, such festivals in our city on the bank of the fortress, Peter and Paul Fortress. Also on the territory of this fortress you'll see the beautiful cathedral with a very long spire. On the top of the spire it's an angel with a cross. Angel with a cross, it's a symbol of peace. And during the 18th-19th century, by order of Peter the Great, the founder of our city, this pit was the highest building in St. Petersburg. Peter the Great didn't allow to construct the higher building than the spire of Peter and Paul Cathedral. Nowadays, the government of St. Petersburg, they save this tradition, and if you look very attentive when we are driving around our city, and nowadays if you look, if you look on the both sides, you can find the higher building than this cathedral. This cathedral is a burial place of Russian Tsars and Tsarinas nowadays. And also sometimes we go to excursion when we can go inside and to look where buried our Russian Tsars and Tsarinas. Peter the First, the founder of our city, also was buried in there.
And one more little bit of organizational part, people. There is a toilet in between the decks, so at least for the group 48 that is the last toilet opportunity today. So I'm going to recommend you to use the toilet for your comfort, for us to doing the tour comfortably. So yeah, meanwhile we are passing by on our left-hand side here island. People goes towards this. It is the smallest island of all synchronic down there of the Neva River, with a natural shape of axe of bronze. The fortress was so very efficient in defense that some sources even say it never participated in military actions. But it's not quite right. It was so efficient in defense that nobody can come up closer to it to make it participate in the military action. Eight bastions, house that would cause fire to keep the enemy kept in a distance. So the rule is straight up Pilgrim. Peter the Great started the construction of the fortress and the city center of Peter the Great. I think the started the Russian-Swedish war, war. To get back to the originally Russian territory here, having this incredible outlet to the Baltic. Actually, going forward, I can find some greenery in the giant region with human races. The region map, which is huge in size, rather beautiful inside and outside. And yes, we do have a big Muslim population, you see, among the former Soviet families. We have both Buddhist and Muslim republics. Some of them cancer and arterial examples, some of them occupied as a consideration of the movement. They were treated aside during the very short whether to leave the USSR and stay. So anyways, in the majority of the Muslim states, the economical situation is deplorable, and they go to Moscow and St. Pete to find decent jobs. So we have a lot of job workers, not necessarily illegal, but still we have a lot. We now about to put ourselves down the Trinity Bridge, which reminds us of Paris, of the bridge of Alexander III. And some point of the history, French and Russian states, they basically exchanged gifts, exchanged bridges. And they have a lot in common with each other. Basically, this very bridge was presented by French government to Alexander III on the anniversary of his marriage. And it is very nicely done, beautifully engineered, ornate, and some sources even say that Eiffel, the one who designed Eiffel Tower, participated in the design of this very bridge. Among lots and lots of Russian wedding traditions, we have boat trips, boat rides, plus limo rides, of course. And as you take the boat and go about the rivers and canal, underneath every single bridge, a young couple is supposed to kiss each other. And having this very boat ride on my wedding day, I took one, so we have more than 300 of bridges within the city center, and it was an exhausting experience, I think, basically. And it is hardly bearable, even within a day.